All right. So welcome everybody. Today we're here for this webinar, which is AI is child's play. Now, interesting topic. Before we can delve into this topic, a quick thing about myself. I am Vaibhav Pareek, and there's so much that I can share about myself. But if I start, it might take us a few days. So I'll keep it very short and very crisp. I am an observer. I am an explorer. I am a creator, and I am a helper. So these are the few things that I associate myself with in terms of the role that I play in people's lives, and the things that I love to do, the innate nature that I have. I am a Gemini that speaks volumes about my personality. Also, I am an extrovert. I am more intuitive. I am more of a feeling person, and and also I'm more perceptive. That's something that describes my personality. In terms of my role when I play in a team, I'm more of a person who's a resource investigator. I am also a plant who generates a lot of ideas when I work with the teams. Along with that, there are other roles that are definitely associated, and as and when we connect, you would know more about them. Wasting no more time, let's jump into our webinar today, and that is AI is child's play. So let's get started. First things first, welcome and thank you for taking time out. If you are attending this session live, or if you are going to be reviewing the recording later on, I need you to know that AI is something that has become an integral part of our lives. So if you were to recall those days when you first bought your mobile phone, yeah, and I'm talking about the millennials, yeah, because millennials happen to be those people who have seen the technological ecosystem change from a time when there was one television in an entire society where people from different houses would come together and watch Mahabharata, specifically people from the Indian geography, or there would be one telephone, and that too, people might ask for money if you were to use their telephone. And then came the huge mobile phones or mobile devices, and to make one call, it would cost a bomb. And here we are today, in the day and age wherein you make international calls and you don't pay any money. You may be making calls through WhatsApp or other such platforms. The VoIP has become a very usual thing. And as we are progressing, in fact, no, this goes way beyond just the mobile phones as such when it comes to technology. Think about the time when flying was a dream. We were not there because that was, way before our time when airplanes were first introduced or the light bulb was first introduced. But when they got introduced, things started changing, and things changed abruptly to an extent wherein everything became just a usual part of life. And today we are here. We are flying is seen as an integral part of our business life and our life. Likewise, mobile phones. We've gotten so addicted to them. Now we are trying to do away with mobile phones, right? They've become such an integral part of our lives. And likewise, AI is also taking over, and sooner than later, we will find ourselves all surrounded by everything AI. Yeah, cars are going to be automatic, driven by AI. Yeah, I hope the biological functions would still remain human, although there would be AI. AI in medicine is also changing that ecosystem wherein there are bionic arms or bionic limbs that people are getting installed. And for the time being, it's a need. In the future, I don't know, there might be a winter soldier in every house, yeah, with a strong arm. Yeah. So moving to where we currently are at and how the world is changing in AI and making this entire thing more relevant for all the people in the field of learning and development or talent development or knowledge management, whatever you call the work that you do. we will talk about AI being child's play. Now, there are two perspectives to AI. The first perspective is that you as a creator, yeah, you creating that AI ecosystem, you getting into machine learning, you getting into deep learning, you getting into creating these prompts. And the other is you as a consumer. I'm sorry. Our session today is going to be more focused on us as AI consumers. And as AI consumers, how is it that we can make the entire learning ecosystem within our organizations for the people around us, sorry, easier and more efficient? Before we could do that, here's a quick survey for you. Yeah, so if you can maybe pull out your mobile phones. Uh, but before that survey, this is here the agenda. The first one is going to be survey. So there's going to be a quick discovery survey. And in this discovery survey, we will identify that our live audience today, where would they want us to invest more time? Yeah, considering that it's just a webinar and we only have limited amount of time, so we would want to make the most out of it. So the first segment that we're getting into is discovery survey. Then we will get into history of AI. Then we'll take a look at theory on AI. I'm sorry. Then we'll take a look at applications of AI, specifically to do with talent development, talent management, and learning and development. And then we get into hands-on with AI. That is where I'd also invite a surprise guest, like I'd committed. And finally, we'd get into a quick question answer session or a question answer round where I'd take this privilege to answer or address your questions to whatever extent I could. Yeah. And if I'm not able to, AI is always there. Yeah. So waste no more time. Let's quickly get into our first survey, a discovery survey. So if you can maybe pick up your mobile devices, if you're already using a mobile device, maybe go to any of the browsers that you use and type in slido.com. And when you type in slido.com, all that you need to do is it'll ask you for a code. The code is GWS. Thanks to Grow With Satori for organizing this webinar for all of us. And I'm feeling really grateful to Shanti for discussing it with me that, hey, Vaibhav, how is it that we could create a platform, a guild that is more focused on best practice sharing, that is more focused on enhancing the current landscape of learning and development, while not being focused only on making profit. And I was like, well, Shanti, I think this is what we could do. And that's where I was pleasantly surprised when Shanti said that, Vaibhav, in the series of these webinars, why don't you take up this webinar, which is AI is child's play? Because I used to
To
keep,
have
yeah,
you. This
I'm
is our
sorry.
first webinar, so we are so happy that you agreed, and we hope to grow the community and hope to learn from each other. So thank you so
Oh,
much.
lovely. Yes, yes. So which simply means that there are more webinars that you would experience and expect in the series. And there'll be more learners, and you could be one of those learners who learns and then helps us learn with the expertise, the area in which you are an expert, right? I know Shanti had already mentioned that one of the webinars that would be coming up soon, hopefully, is going to be about assessments, and we already have one of the guild members who agreed to do that. So waste no more time. Let's quickly get into the discovery survey. See, there's this code as well on the screen. You can scan it from your mobile phone. And all right. So Raghav has already asked a question, creating prompts for infographics. So here comes the first question. And the question is, how extensively do you use AI tools in learning and development programs? And all right. We have sometimes one poll. Okay, I'm waiting for a couple, three people do it. Wonderful. All right. So here comes the next one. So sometimes is what people say. Here comes the next one. What kind of tasks would you like AI to help you with when it comes to uh, all the functions related to learning and development? This is where you can use maybe keywords related to the tasks or maybe short statements related to the tasks. And feel free, open your heart out. writing weekly mailers. Lovely. Interesting. That's awesome. Great. Looking forward to seeing more responses, content creation, learner engagement, creative activities. Awesome. Awesome. Beautiful. So content creation, that I've personally experienced it and also have heard it from a lot of my fellow colleagues that when it comes to content creation, that at times turns out to be a laborious exercise. It takes time. There are times when people feel the writer's block, and maybe a short series turns out to be a short series of courses, or maybe one single course can take days. How could we do that? Improve language, how to ideate. This is awesome. So thank you very much. I'm going to be making a note of it so that I could address it as we go. All right. And here comes the last question. Now, this is where you get to rank the top 3 areas where you would want us to invest our time in today. Which are the top areas where you would like us to invest most of our time in the webinar? We're already 15 minutes in the webinar. We have about 45 minutes remaining. How would you want us to invest our time? Beautiful. Now, these are the applications that you can use in your learning programs as well. The tool that I'm using is slido.com. I need you to know that this is a tool that gives you a good amount of trial period. So you may want to use it too. I use it in my organization and it's working wonders. Very intuitive, very easy, made our life very easy. Analytics is at par. The user experience is amazing. Yeah. Like you can see yourself. So first is application of AI, second is hands-on with AI, and the third is interactive discussions and Q&A, which means that less a theory, more of hands-on. So we'll try and zip through the slides that have more of theory on them. Coming back to our slides, and history of AI wasn't even there on the list, so I might take just about a few minutes, or maybe a minute or two, right? It all started back in about 1950s and maybe before that, but 1950s is when Alan Turing, everybody is aware of him. There are movies made on him. During World War, Alan Turing came up with a machine to break the code of the messages that the German army was sending to communicate, and he devised a machine, and that machine turned out to be amazing. And that's where the artificial intelligence thing kind of started coming in. I may have mixed up basis my knowledge from the movies or some articles, but anyway, everybody knows about Alan Turing. People put him in high regards when it comes to machine learning and computer, for that matter. 1956 is where the phrase was first coined. Can somebody quickly tell me who was the person who coined the phrase AI in 1956? And you get 30 seconds. Anyone? Who coined the term? Who coined the phrase AI?
I chat GPT'd John McCarthy.
John McCarthy, lovely. And this is how it is. See, now the day and age, and the reason why I ask this question, my friends, is because, see, the era in which the assessment of human intellect on the basis of the information that you could remember is long gone. Today, everything is on your fingertips. So if you're only assessing your learners on their mental capacities to remember facts, you are living in the bygone era. So today is the time when open books will replace those assessments, wherein mental capacities to remember a lot of things will be the only factor to assess. AI is going to get into classrooms like light bulbs entered our homes or mobile phones entered your hands, right? So it's the same thing that's going to happen with knowledge as well. So if you assess an individual's intelligence based upon the person's ability to remember, my friends, that's not going to be a good yardstick. You got to move beyond. Yeah. So what is it? How is it? We're going to get into that when we talk about the application of AI in the field of learning and development. Then first chatbot was created. AI in medicine got introduced 1972, 1997. Chess machine was created. 2011 voice assistant got created. Here we are. So Mihir is here. Mihir, if we can mute ourselves. Shanti, if you could please take that up. Yeah, so ChatGPT is here, and ChatGPT for me, I woke up one Sunday morning and I got a call from one of my fellows saying, Vaibhav, there is so Google's gonna go. And I was like, what do you mean Google's gonna go? It's like, because ChatGPT is here. And I was like, what do you mean ChatGPT is here? What is ChatGPT? And I took a few days to just say to myself that yes, it is becoming a reality. But only now we know that Google is not going to go, because Google is now backed by Alphabet, right? And ChatGPT is what is backed by Google. Yeah. So, and I did not know it until the surprise presenter today, who I'm going to be introducing just a little bit, informed me about it, and I was like, wow, there's so much that is happening. 20 whatsoever, our future, till the time we're alive in our lifetime, we don't know what we got to see. Is AI going to take over the human race or not? Well, the godfather of AI. Can somebody tell me who is the godfather of AI? Who is the godfather of AI?
Geoffrey Hinton, is that so?
Absolutely, Geoffrey Hinton. So Geoffrey Hinton, if you watch his interviews, he's the one, think about it, godfather of AI, says that I'm against this. It's like Oppenheimer saying that I created atom bomb, but I'm against it, right? So Geoffrey Hinton, the person who created or who's termed as the godfather of AI himself, is now against AI. So you go and watch a few of his videos and you would realize that. So earlier he was with Google, and when he quit Google, there was a massive uproar. A lot of people were talking about it. One of the men that my son puts at high regards. What's his name? The guy with Tesla. Yeah, Elon Musk. I'm sorry, I was just checking. Now, this guy did not really Google it. Yeah, so I just said Tesla guy is like Elon Musk. So Elon Musk has spoken volumes about AI not being very human friendly over the years. But whether it happens, whether it doesn't happen, in which 20 whatnot year it happens, yeah, we are the generation, we could take pride in saying that, yeah, we saw AI taking over humanity. I hope that never happens. And I'm sure it'll never happen, because if we nurture AI the way we nurture our children, yeah, it'll never happen. And if we provide the right value system to artificial intelligence, it would never happen, right? I feel bad to bring this analogy here, but so it's about parenting, yeah. There is this one industrialist that we have in India, and he brought up a son who disowned him from his own legacy that he had created. A lot of people would know who I'm talking about, and eventually he wrote a book as well, something to do with incomplete life. I'm not going to get into it, or else I might invite some lawsuits. So people know what I'm talking about. And the reason why I'm bringing this analogy here is because AI right now, as we know it, is still evolving. Consider AI to be in its pre-teens. Yeah. So AI may turn rebellious like teens do. However, over the years, if we really want AI to take the right side, and that is the side of humanity, yeah, we need to ensure that we are feeding it with right information. We are asking for right information, and more people asking for the right information will ensure that AI works in favor of humanity. How to do that? How do we get to that is what we're going to be talking about a little bit today. Yeah. we had already voted that we're not talking too much about the theory of AI, so I'll quickly zip through this. So in the past, in the history, ANI is how it all started, artificial narrow intelligence, also known as weak AI. Do as told. Yeah. Find music, it'll find music. I remember using a Sony phone back in the day, a few years ago, and I would just press a button. I'd be like, "Oh, which music it is," and it'd give me almost the correct result on most occasions. Oh, this is the name of the song, and that was amazed. That was amazement. That was weak AI, right? So now Alexa, for that matter, right? Do as told, right? Then now in the present, we are living in the era where we have AGI, that is artificial general intelligence, or generative AI, or strong AI. This is where AI is now gaining the ability, or we are providing those neural networks, the electronic neural networks to the AI ecosystem, wherein it is now gaining the ability to create something. And that is where, the highest level of intellect, the higher order thinking skills is what AI has started developing. So either we can feel good about it or we can feel threatened about it. How is it that you can thrive on it is what we're going to be talking about today. In the future, everybody, whosoever is against the excessive use of and excessive promotion of AI, scared of is the ASI, or artificial super intelligence, also known as strong AI. Jeffrey Hinton says it, that over the years, humans will not be the most intelligent race on the planet because AI will take over. Yeah. And so the intelligence that we are talking about then in the future, which is still not there yet, is ASI, or artificial super intelligence. There are a few web series that have already been made, the futuristic ones. And that's where I would recommend it. Go watch it so that you know that how you as a human right now can contribute in AI becoming an ally of humans instead of going against the humans in the future, if at all it may happen. Yeah. So what is artificial intelligence? It's a machine's ability to perform cognitive functions we usually associated with human minds, right? Other than consciousness, other than emotions, it may, and for all you know, emotions is also what AI will start getting learn more about, because we are already living in the era where emotional intelligence is, there's a lot of literature available on emotional intelligence, wherein humans are now learning to use information from emotions to manage actions, to manage themselves, to manage relationships. So if humans are finding information within emotions, the word information will bring us to intelligence, and artificial intelligence is already there. So how is it that we can make AI more cognitive about emotions and use the right emotions to take decisions? Yeah. So how does AI really work? It's a very simple thing to, I mean, in simple words, how do you learn? How does human work? Human work. Simple words. We see, we hear, we sense, we taste. Yeah. So these are the senses. These are the sensory inputs. We get the inputs, we process the information, and then there is an output, right? In the same way, AI functions as well. So there is cognitive computing, computer vision, machine learning, neural networks, deep learning, natural language processing, right? There are so many cameras everywhere. And you are also training the AI, by the way. So every time there is a question that pops up, are you a human? Prove it. Find the signboards, or find in this jigsaw puzzle wherever there's a truck, or find wherever there's a crossroad. Yeah. So AI is still not there yet, and hence the question pops up: are you a human? Prove yourself. So one way, what is happening is that we are training the AI. Every time you feed in that input, are you a human? You click yes, and then you answer it correctly. AI gets to know about it. Okay, this is how crossroad looks like. This is how truck looks like. This is how so the roads, everything that has to do with transportation, that's what it looks like. And this information goes back again to the automated vehicles, the manless machines, wherein the manless cars, or auto-driven cars, and they would know then, okay, so there are traffic signals that I got to follow, but how do the traffic signals look like? Computer vision, you're helping them make sense of the computer vision. So, hence, I say AI in itself is a child as of yet, and you are training AI, you know it, you don't. Neural networks, deep learning, natural language processing. Now, this is the big area, right? We humans evolved we humans evolved. We now are learning language in the most sophisticated of its form, and that is what AI is also doing. So you ask AI to create poetry, it'll create amazing poetry. You ask AI to write songs, it'll write amazing songs. You ask AI to write emails, it'll write amazing emails. How is what we will get to in today's session. Yeah. So that's how AI works. You're feeding AI. Yeah. All right. So now let's jump into the application of AI in the field of learning and development, talent development. Yeah. So before we get into that, there's one of the foundational theories that comes to play when it comes to learning and development, right? And that is taxonomy, Bloom's taxonomy, right? So when we're thinking about cognitive learning, yeah. So there are lower order thinking skills, we call them lots, and there are higher order thinking skills, we call them hots. Yeah. So lower order thinking skills, why we call them lower order thinking skills is not because it gets you paid lesser. Yeah. We call it lower order thinking skills because it requires lesser cognitive efforts to remember things. Something that we were all, I wouldn't say we were all, because now I have an 11-year-old sitting next to me. So he's not being brought up in a schooling system where remembering is highly focused on. He's being brought up in a schooling system where creation is being emphasized more on. And I may share a few examples if time permits. What I am learning from how education system is changing basis what he's learning in the school that he goes to. So the first part, it all starts with remembering, right? So it's about identifying the letter one, identifying the letter two, and then saying that 1 + 2 is equal to 3. Yeah. And that's where you head towards the understanding part. There is something that is called addition. Yeah. It's about looking at a red colored round object and saying that, oh, this is apple. And then looking at a green round object and saying, oh, this is apple as well. Yeah. And then somebody feeds that information to you. Yeah. And that's where you start remembering and you start classifying green apple and a red apple. And then, oh, apple pie. Which are the apples would you choose to make apple pie? Yeah. Is where the understanding part comes in, right? How do I use apple? Apples are used to eat. So we eat apples, right? How does apple taste? So that's where understanding comes into play, right? And somebody says that, okay, you gotta create pie. What are you gonna use, pumpkin or apple? Well, pumpkin pie is tasty as well, yeah. But if you're talking about, say, Christmas, which pie would you prefer? Yeah, again, it's up to your choice. But remembering and then understanding in the application, it'll all be more like the initial networks. Can somebody tell me what were the initial network, the weak AI, ANI? Artificial narrow intelligence, right? So that's more like artificial narrow intelligence, do as told, right? So put blinders around you. I will teach you what buttons to press, and the machine will work accordingly. And there you go. You've automated a small subset of the bigger machinery. And that's where industrialization, industrial revolution was all about that. Our schooling system was designed all about that, right? Do as told. Put blinders around their eyes, teach them, and then let them do what they're taught. Do as told, right? And that's where lower order thinking skills come to play. Then there are higher order thinking skills wherein you need to analyze, you need to evaluate, and basis your analysis and your evaluation, you create something new. Yeah. And that is what is happening in the field of technology. Every other day, there is something new that is coming up, right? And yeah, thanks to all these visionaries and revolutionary gentlemen with revolutionary ideas, or I'm sorry, people with revolutionary ideas, we're also living in the world of diversity, equity, and inclusion. So not just gentlemen, gentlewomen as well, right? So all these wonderful humans that we have around, they're analyzing, they're evaluating, they're creating. And that is where the AI is headed to as well. And that is where, my friends, we need to now make the most out of the hots that AI could perform, right? Those tasks that require higher order thinking skills. So these are the 6 broad level applications that AI can be used in. So one is data-driven insights. AI would provide us with insights to enhance learning and development processes that'll help us take more informed decisions, right? So just an example, which courses the users are opting for more will give the organization the idea that what is it that the users want to learn, which skills do we have more in the organization, right? So that is where the organization then would know where they would be investing more, or if there are what new product that the organization can add to the bouquet of products or suite of products that we offer to our clients. Then efficient analysis is another part. Again, data-driven insights comes from analysis. Like I said, if you remember, would analysis be a part of lots or HOTS? Lower order thinking skills, higher order thinking skills?
Hot.
HOTS, lovely. And that is where AI can help us analyze vast data sets, and something that might take a human days to carry out, right? And this capability will help us in identifying those knowledge gaps in customizing learning content. This is where I would say that there are platforms that are available for individuals for free. One thing that you would also find over the years is that, see, everything comes at a cost, right? There's always a compensation model at play, right? So what is it that you're compensating for? If everything, in any case, you find you're getting anything for free, my friends, you are the product. Yeah. So if you're using anything for free, you are the product. Yeah. You are the one who's putting yourself at stake there, saying that, hey, I'm selling myself, I'm selling my time to you because I'm using your product and you're not charging anything, but I'm still investing my time. So my time is, you're compensating with your time, right? So right now, I would recommend if you could maybe open a website and look for Degreed, Degreed, right? So there is a free version of Degreed available for you. The moment you open Degreed, yeah, or let's all do this together. This is how you could use AI when it comes to efficient analysis. So if you go for Degreed, Degreed, degreed.com, yeah, and it'll ask you to register. And when you register, yeah, okay, scroll down. Get Degreed for you is what you would want to click right now. If you're working in an organization, you might want to try that too. And I will also share more LMS platforms. Good thing, very recently, we've reviewed a little over 10 different LMS platforms. So I would be able to share some amazing information about these, right? All that you need to do is create a free account. And once you create a free account, then type in your email address. Right? Okay, well, that's my son's name, not my pseudo name. And there are times when, him and I, we get into this conversation that why do you use my account for all such things? And then I tell him, time will tell. So I'm kind of already, priming him for where the world is headed to. All right. And when you continue, it'll ask you to select those specific skills. I'm sorry. Yeah. So do you have the skills you need to take on tomorrow is the first question that it asks. Think about how beautifully and how subtly this question is posed. Yeah. And you click next, and then it'll ask you what role do you want to apply for. Okay. So it'll give you an option for several roles: project manager, data scientist, user experience designer, data analyst, business analyst, HRM, software engineer, sales manager, product manager, financial analyst, operations manager, marketing specialist, and whatnots, right? The way I know this guy so far, because his teacher analyzed that he's going to become a politician someday, I'd say user experience designer is what That is one, and a financial analyst would be, so there's only one that you could select. Beautiful. Okay. So would he get into investment banking? Would he get into data? I don't know. So for the time being, I'll just use user experience designer. This is something that almost everybody would be doing to some extent. Yeah. So I select this role for him, and you can select whatever role that you have for you. It'll ask you to upload your resume. Yeah, so that it could analyze from your resume. Yeah. Let me check if I got any resume on this PC. I'm sorry, I don't have a resume for him. Okay. Well, this was way back. So I've uploaded my resume in whatever format you have your resume. I'm sorry, for the people from my organization who might be watching, this is an old one, guys. Don't worry. I'm not going anywhere. Okay. So it'll already identify the skills. What are the skills that are mentioned in your resume? Yeah. So see, think about what just happened here. Did you just notice what AI did? You upload the resume and it'll already identify the skills that you currently have. Right? Yeah. Basis the language that you mentioned in the resume. Did you notice that? Yeah. And all that you need to do is go next. Well, I'm not going to do that right now because I don't want Kushaan to come back to me saying that I don't want whatever you want me to do. Well, he's a preteen now. So anyway, so now you got the hang of it, right? So this is one way you could use AI for yourself, for your organizations. I was talking to these fellows from Degreed, and I was so one thing that I wanted to clarify was that, hey, I am the one managing the learning and development function. I would want to have control of what my users need to learn. And that's where there's a beautiful response that came from them. And the question was, by when? And I was like, well, I don't know, maybe tomorrow at the earliest. And then the question was, would you want it to be a push approach or a pull approach? Everybody loves pull approach. Yeah. Pull approach. What is it that your users want to learn? Is what you learn about first, what you get to understand about first. And then you identify where talent is inclined. And then whatever you want to do it. That's secondary. But primary thing is that have you been able to analyze the data? What kind of learning are your users consuming? Well, just a quick caveat. If you have already enrolled to Degreed will start throwing these resources, learning resources at you in your mailbox, basis the skills that you got to develop, right? The way we have Degreed, there are other platforms as well, which over the period I will talk about, but Degreed has got that free account. So hence I brought up Degreed. Please know that I am in no way currently associated with Degreed, and this is not sponsored by Degreed. Yeah. Next is automation of repetitive tasks to augment human instructors rather than replacing them. Yeah, so this is where there was a very heated debates that happened. There were problems that happened in the US, in the developed countries, wherein a lot of these content creators, a lot of these ghostwriters, blog post creators, graphic designers, they all came out because so up until 2023, the gig economy rose to a great extent. Yeah, so Fiverr and all these platforms where or freelance or elance and whatnot, right? So you got to design an image and whatnot. And a lot of started people, they quit their usual jobs and then they started working from home and they were making good money. They still hopefully are if they're able to utilize or most out of AI, right? Something that now you can do too. Yeah. So wherever there is repetition, like there you got to create content, or you got to give your audio, you got to create videos, or you got to get into analytics or send reports to people, a specific type of reports. Everything can be now. Yeah, so there was this term that was coined back in the day. I remember it was called Bangalore, right? So in the US, if your job was outsourced to India and you had to lose the job, people would say, oh, he got Bangalored, right? I haven't heard this term as of yet, so maybe I'm the one who's going to be coining this term. So if you do not learn about or enhance your AI skills, you will be AI'd, right? You'll be replaced by AI. So if you don't want to be AI'd, make sure that you use your higher order thinking skills to get ahead of the game, right? And then there are practical use cases wherein you could co-pilot with AI, or AI could co-pilot with you, and come up with these practical use cases. There's virtual coaches, deep searches, auto tagging that can happen, human-centered applications that are there, and that is where I would now request you to pull up your phones again. If you're using your Apple devices, go to Apple Store. If you're using Android devices, go to Play Store, right? And then type in this phrase which goes, Coach Rocky. Coach Rocky. Yeah. So Coach Rocky, the moment you type Coach Rocky, there is this platform that come, it's a growth mindset AI coach. Rocky.ai. Yeah. Growth mindset AI coach Rocky. My friends, for the lack of a better word, I've abused this platform, right? So there are so many, there's so much money that I've already saved for myself by not going for a human coaching intervention. Nonetheless, I still feel the need for a human coach, and that is where I reach out to Shanti. Shanti also happens to be my mentor coach. Yeah. Uh, there is a limitation, and that is where it says co-pilot, right? So if you're not using such AI coaches or such AI platforms to co-pilot these learning journeys, learning experiences, and growth for the others with you, you're going to be left behind. You cannot only rely on human intellect, right? So use these learning platforms, right? We have one of my ADs, Raghav, on this platform as well, with whom I worked for a very long time as his client, wherein he gave us access to game-based assessment, which we're still using, right? And that assessment through the competency analysis, behavioral competency analysis for people, right? And we use that, and to my surprise, the validity of it when we checked it, tested it internally, was over 75, over 80%, basis our reviews, basis the surveys, basis the manager connects that we did, right? In fact, there were people who came to us after receiving the report stating that, hey, do you have a spy who you've left around me? And I was like, why would you say that? And he's like, because the report exactly states how I am as an individual. It feels like it's entered my home and has viewed me doing things, has observed my behavior very closely. And that was the time when I said that, well, it was all about the responses that you gave. And yeah, so now the question is that where do I go next, right? And that is where these practical, actionable insights that come, we would need human intellect, human insights to convert them into outcome-oriented decisions for people, right? Next is personalized learning. Yeah, so AI tailored journeys is where AI comes into play. Yeah, and that is where there are some platforms that we are reviewing. We have Teneo, we have Docebo, a beautiful platform, learning platform that we came across very recently. Then we also have Percipio, Skillsoft's Percipio, phenomenal, right? So I strongly recommend all those learning and development professionals who are going to be viewing this, who are already watching this, to make a note of these and at least go and schedule some maybe demo sessions with them, and then you would know how they have been able to exploit AI, right? And then when it comes to customization is where we were talking about degree, right? And you when you start receiving all these mailers, you'd be like, oh, this is the article that I wanted to watch, instead of looking for 20 articles and finding 2 or 3 relevant articles, basis the preferences that you have shared, you'll start receiving more customized articles, right? Also, the learning journey customization could happen because you give a prompt and the AI will create a video that is very relevant to your users, right? And something that my co-facilitator is going to come and share with us. So, my friends, it's time for our hands-on with AI and living up to the name AI is Child's Play. So I did a lot of talking so far, and now I'm going to call out my co-facilitator, the surprise guest that we have. If we can please just maybe whatever reaction you have to encourage this preteen that I have. He teaches me AI, by the way, right? So Kushaan, if you could do the honors and take the center stage. By the way, this child is 11 years old, right? And he's going to help us figure out how we can make the most out of AI.
Hey, my name is Kushaan Pareek, and I'm from Gen Z. And you guys might be millennials. So, not trying to prove that you guys are old, just know that I am young. So, we were talking about Gen Z, Gen Alpha, which is my sister, and we talked about millennials. But do you know what AI is? Gen AI is basically generative AI, which is technically like ANI, how my father explained. So what you have to do, so generative AI is like creating images, generating stories. The name is self-explanatory. Now, many of you might have problem with making AI, with making presentation scripts and all, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So should I like tell you a way to how to like how to make those scripts and all of your work uh without even like moving a finger? Well, technically you would move a finger, but without
Just
even
moving
doing any
the-
hard work.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So let me just share my screen. Yeah. So I'll be telling you how to download Cider, which is a very important tool. And I often use it for my study.
Sharing screen, we can still see the presentation.
What?
We can still see the presentation. We don't see your screen yet.
Yeah. One sec. Yeah. Yeah. So firstly, I'll be going here. Uh, here. Now, if you want to download it onto your phone, you can just use Play Store and Cider and all. But if you want to download it into your Chrome, then this is how. So first, search Chrome Web Store. Make sure to not leave any spaces, right? .google.com. Then this is basically where you get extensions. Search Cider and you'll get Cider. Now what you need to do, I have added it to Chrome. Let me just tell you how to do it. So right now I'm removing it from Chrome. You must not do this. So you have to go and you have to click add to Chrome, and then you have to click add extensions. You can first read the condition if you want. It says it can change and access all your sites, all your data on the sites. Then suppose I wanna know what GMOs are, right? So I search GMO disadvantages. Now if I do that, not only will I get this, but I will also get cider along with it. Yes, as you can see. Yeah. So you can also if it does not appear in case, if it does not in case appear, then you can, just, yeah. So that's what happens. It usually comes on the sidebar. It usually comes like this. It's a sidebar as it suggests. So let me just tell you what all you can do with the cider. Second. Yeah. Firstly, you can get stories and all. Like for example, not stories and all such, but you can get other stuff. Like for example, tell me 15 different ad- advantages of genetically modified. Now, as you can see, it will actually give you 15 15 like advantages.
But Kushan, can we use Cider to maybe create a course script for, let's say, I have a requirement, and that is to create to deliver a PowerPoint presentation on emotional intelligence for first-time managers.
If you need a story for it, you can use this, but for PPT but PowerPoint Decider cannot provide. Instead, you can go to Chrome Web Store again, right? And then you can search PowerPoint AI. Now here you will be finding iText Master, which then you have to go to and add to Chrome. It can read it on the website. Add extension. Then once you have added it, you can open it, and as you can see, it does work with ChatGPT. You can then go to PDF.
No, but I don't have a document. I want to create it from the scratch.
Oh, then you can just then you can just come you can just create this PPT. Like you have to go here, then you have to wait. This is interrupting me. Yeah. Then you can, but see, now this is if you want, if you want to convert a PDF to PPT. You can also go go here and get more Chrome and get another and get the one that has helped me. This one, GPT PowerPoint Maker. This if you want to convert a PDF to PowerPoint or something like that, you can use this. But if you want to create text to PowerPoint, then all you need is this GPT PowerPoint Maker. Now, let me tell you, it does not make it like very good, but AI is only in its initial stages. So now that we have this, we can go and we can give this and we can pin this so that we can use this easily. Now, what we do, we click this and then text to PowerPoint is what we have to click. Now, we have to like, I just check up education. Now, of course, we want it in English, right? Number of slides. I'll take about 8. Now, if you want, you can add images or add a thank you slide. So let's check. a PPT
to teach emotional intelligence to first-time managers. By the way, I haven't. So this is the first time I'm learning this from him, guys. Yeah. So this is all happening live.
Wait.
Yeah, I think the
So this is not, so you know how everything just wants, how everyone just wants money. So you can just, if you're facing this problem, this is gonna be kind of lengthy, but you can just remove from Chrome and then use that again, because AI is not that smart to know that you can, is not, because AI is not that smart to remember this stuff.
Not smarter than
So we
Kushaan.
can just, huh?
AI is not smarter than Kushaan yet.
Yeah. I mean, it is smarter, but
Kushaan, could you also help us figure how we can create videos?
oh, videos, we just have to, for videos I don't really have this for videos I don't really have a kind of, well, extension, but
video.
instead, we have another website called InVideo AI, wherein you can just go, and all you need to do is all you need to do right now, see, now all you need to do, now let's wait, let me log in. So first you need to click sign up. I'm clicking login because I have already, you know.
So you might want to try this with Kushaan, guys.
Click sign up, and all you need to do is just link your Google account. Don't go through that lengthy stuff. It's useless.
Now I need to create, let's say, a video on so
A PPT,
a story on managing stress for senior executives. A story on stress management for senior executives. So maybe not emotional intelligence. I hope that was also possible.
now, for example, I just made a mistake, right? Oh, was this? That is also by AI. Now let me now while the AI is creating the video, let me tell you how you can get what just happened there. Go to our old go to Chrome Web Store, which by now has become our little friend, and search Quillbot, which checks your grammar and helps you. Now you need to add to Chrome, and there's also another thing I'll suggest, Grammarly, but Quillbot uses AI. Now, for example, let's see, like for example, uh I need to, let's wait. So imagine I go to free code cam. It's this website I go to do the coding. So imagine I go here, right?
I think we're running short on time.
Yeah, but see, like for example, imagine I go to word.com. And I wait.
Microsoft Word.
But that won't work. So
Is the video ready yet?
so you can, audience, we can use senior executives. Look and feel inspiring, and let's use LinkedIn. Now you can also for example, let's go to Scratch. So wait. Yeah, let's go to can anyone suggest a website when we have to talk about ourselves?
I'm sorry, I think we're running short of time, but one thing that I understood from the demo that Kushaan just shared with us, and yeah, we might take a look at if the video is ready yet, is that there is so much that there is about AI that these kids are doing that we may not be doing. And one reason is because they are explorers. And this is one thing that we can learn from these young people, to explore, to not stop yourself from checking out different AI tools that are available. And these AI tools are mushrooming. Yeah. So now is the time for question and answer. And by the time we do questions and answers, we would have the video ready apparently. And yeah,
Video session by Kushaan.
I'm
A
sorry.
video
Yes.
by Kushaan, who tells us all these add-ins and websites and and give the people who are still in the lots to get to practice all of this.
I think we'll need an exclusive session from him.
By Kushaan. I'm totally for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that. We could do that. And about the theories related to AI, we would post some links here in the chat bar so that you can maybe review more about what we kind of skimmed through when it came to the theory of AI, right? So these are, few quick websites from where you can further reference content, uh, uh, get to understand about the reference content. Yeah. Now, this is one beautiful thing that Kushaan just shares with, that is ai.invideo.io. InVideo is something that will give you like quick access to creating videos, the kind of videos that you may invest few thousand to few lakh rupees to getting created, and InVideo can get it done for you like in seconds just with one prompt. Like Kushan said, AI is still not that smart. What he meant by that is that AI still requires really well thought out prompts. So if in the first attempt it doesn't happen, make sure that you start working on the prompts that you're giving. What are you asking? What are you training? So with every prompt, AI is learning. Yeah.
If you want to if you want to search for more AI tools, then exploring will only get you a quarter of the AIs. The rest is by using this mantra. Feel free to be lazy, which will then make you which will make you enthusiastic, which will make you more excited to find AI that can do your work. So that is the mantra I use to get to these websites.
Websites. So,
Thank you for that tip, Kushan.
yeah.
Right. So this is, the video is ready now. We'll share this video that we created.
Yeah, may I ask a question in the meanwhile? So I've used chat. I've not used anything that Kushan has shared until now, but I've used ChatGPT extensively. Typically, what happens is when I'm looking for a video, relevant video for a program that I'm designing, I'll say, can you suggest movie clips? And ChatGPT will quickly suggest some movie clips. And I'll
Yeah.
say, I want a Hindi movie clip. It'll again suggest Hindi movie. It's very, very, very specific. Then I'll say, can you summarize this in a couple of lines? So because sometimes I've not watched the movie, but I really want the movie summary before I can talk about that video. The language that it uses is very, very plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Um,
That is where tone is what you can change. So it'll give you the option to choose the tone. You want to talk a little about that?
Yeah. So now you might be thinking that ChatGPT is so British, always using heavy words to prove their point and shut the other person up. But you can convert ChatGPT from rusty old grumpy British to American Indian and all that. What you want to do is you can either just tell ChatGPT that explain this but in a simple manner, using light words, using words that are known to everyone, using not that heavy words. And you can also change the settings of ChatGPT to light tone as such.
Yeah. So Shanti, I hope that answers the question. That if you embed these prompts, these phrases in the prompt, so ChatGPT would then change the script from more plastic, more superficial or very high level to very personal and very intimate as well.
Lovely.
Yeah. All right. So this is like a 3-minute video. I'll quickly give you a glimpse of how this video has come out just by writing one small phrase in there. Let me know if the audio, you can hear the audio. I think this is to do with the hardware problem. Yeah. Yeah. So once the video is ready, you can, I'm sorry, you can edit it because like Kushaan said, AI is still learning. So you can edit it, you can edit the scenes, you can edit the script, wherever you find, and then you can click export. Until you've paid some amount to InVideo, it'll export with the stock footage. The stock option is going to be there. So you can buy this by paying a little bit of money. Yeah. So yeah, so what we'll do is that we maybe share this video later on the same platform as an outcome of what we just watched. All right, more questions, please. Well, if there are more, this is what I would recommend.
Vaibhav, I asked a specific question in the chat box. Just curious to understand which AI tool or app did you use for today's presentation?
Oh, great question. So that was Canva.
Okay, Canva.
Yeah. So
Did
Canva
you-
also has amazing features. And this is what Kushaan said. This is the mantra that, I kind of took from him quite literally. And now I don't really wait. I don't really, put in a lot of, I don't burn the midnight oil anymore. So if you go to canva.com, in canva.com, there is this feature on the top left. So this is how Canva is going to look like. I think we have already logged in. Yeah, so this is how Canva is going to look like. So on the left it says Magic Studio. You click on Magic Studio and it'll give you options. Which magic design would you want to create? So there's magic design, magic for presentation, magic design for videos. Yeah, so you click on magic design for presentations, and when you click on magic design for presentation, click try magic design. This is still a beta mode, and eventually they will progress. And what I put in here was AI for AI is child's play. Yeah. This is what I put in. AI is child's play. And this will give you a lot of these designs. So if you take a look at this, the design that I used from here was this one.
How about the content? The content was also suggested, or you put in your?
Yeah, so content, I took most of the content from ChatGPT or Cider, what Kushaan had shown. And then there was a bit of customization that had to be done. The sequencing and the structuring was done manually. Yeah, so when I say sequencing and structuring, like what would go in the agenda, what would be the flow of the content, that was something that I decided. Now, this is something where as we progress and as we learn more about using AI and as we partner more with AI, it is going to be about prompts. So if your prompts are very specific, the instructions will be the way you need them. So think about working with AI in content creation as designing instructions. AI, again, has got blinders around its eye. You tell AI what you need and AI will give you exactly that. So the more specific your prompts are, the more relevant the content it will generate. Yeah, for the timing, I had to put in some bit of effort, about say 30 minutes to an hour of effort to sequence the content. Otherwise, everything was done by AI.
Still far better than spending hours just putting a pattern.
Yeah.
Content is all in your
Definitely.
head. So true.
Definitely. These kind of PPTs, I don't recall when was the last time that I created it on my own, because it really takes time. Every element that needs to be added here, it is so time consuming. So Vaishnavi, thank you for asking that question. I'm hoping it'll be very helpful for our learners as well. So can I
Definitely.
start
Thank
with
you, Vaibhav.
Right. Great. So in case there are no more questions, my friends, Grow With Satori is your go-to place. You have questions, just go to LinkedIn and go for this hash Grow With Satori, and you will find a lot of posts, a lot of people associated with Grow With Satori. Write a question to Shanti, write a question to Vaishnavi, and if there are questions that maybe we can route through to Kushaan, and he could in his spare time. Usually he's not very free right now. He's resorted to reading his book. Which book are you reading, by the way? Yeah, so he's reading Hunger Games, and that kind of makes me a little uncomfortable. But like he said, what generation are you? Gen Z. Gen Z, yeah. So Gen Zs are that way. So yeah, I just have to say to myself that that's okay. It's okay. He's doing okay. All right. So at that note, thank you very much, my friends. We did shoot off quite a lot, but it was fun presenting this. The videos will be made available by Shanti, by Vaishnavi and team. And thank you very much again, Shanti, for bestowing us with the...
Our pleasure completely. You
Right.
are okay, I've heard you, but Kushaan has been the star of the day. So thank you so much, Kushaan.
Right. Thank you very much. You have a wonderful time and a wonderful evening. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and wishing you a happy new year already.
Oh, yeah, see my background. I'm already in the holiday mode.
Oh, yes.
Take care.
All right. So thank you very much, guys. Have fun.
Much.
Thank you,
Bye.
Shanti. Thank you, Vaibhav. It was good learning. New things I've learned. Yeah.
Right. So Raghav,
Thank
your
you.
emails will be written by Cider, yeah?
Yeah. I'm going to explore. I wrote that and I've copied the links. आज रात को थोड़ी पढ़ाई करेंगे अभी.
Lovely. Worth it.
Yes.
All right. So Shanti, I think we can stop the recording, and